Hi everyone, welcome back. I am sitting here in this plaza here in Mexico, and I know I'm posting this a little later today. I just had a really busy day today with clients and other preparations for next week when I go out of town. And for the first time I had this moment where I was like, what am I going to talk about? And it not so much that there wasn't anything, just like this overabundance, and there wasn't anything that was really specific coming up. And that was one of my fears of starting this 30-day journey, was that I would be I would be like on day 5 and thinking I ran out of things to say. But I remembered, fortunately, as I was sitting here, I remembered that on day 1 I talked about that important question to ask yourself, like, how do I want to add value? How do I want to inspire? How do I want to bring wisdom? How do I want to be an example of what's possible? Basically, instead of asking, what do my people need? Which is a beautiful question and a helpful question. But I truly think a more powerful question is, as I said on that first video, is what would make me happy? What would I want? Not from a selfish, narcissistic place, but from the understanding that your heart is like that's where the throne resides, the throne of the master within. Your heart, I know it sounds cheesy and trite, but your heart is leading the way. It's leading the way through what brings you joy. So as I was sitting here thinking, like, what am I going to talk about? I could talk about this, I could talk about that. And then I was like, wait, I just tuned into my heart. I was like, what do I want to talk about? And I was like, I want to talk about Mother Mary. And I was like, I'm wearing my Mother Mary pendant. And really, it's not just about Mother Mary, but it's about ascended masters, those divine beings that are here walking with us as our allies. Mother Mary in particular, she's one of those mentors, those guides that it brings the resonance, the energy, the vibration, the frequency of the divine mother aspect of God, right? That God is beyond any gender, of course. God is beyond any label, of course. But there's it helps us with our human mind to connect with God in certain forms. And for a long time, the collective has connected with God as Father. And of course, there's something beautiful about that. But I truly believe that right now in the world, we're so needing to connect with the Divine Mother. And I've said this before, so back to Mother Mary, she's just like an ambassador of that, right? She represents that. She also had a very important human life, right? Where she went through a lot of initiations as a mother, as a woman, as a priestess that I believe that she was. And so, I truly believe Mother Mary and other ascended masters, other divine beings that are here to help us, that represent the Divine Mother, like Kuan Yin from the Buddhist tradition, like Green Tara as well, like Lakshmi, others. I truly believe they're leading us, helpers, to open our heart and open our heart first and foremost to open your heart to your own soul's unconditional love. Like for you to truly learn to hold yourself, embrace yourself, love yourself through all the growing pains that come up as humans. And I'll just focus on Mother Mary. I truly feel like she's like our leader, right? And please, when I say Mother Mary, I'm definitely speaking beyond any religious specific religion or religious dogma. I think of her as this divine being that goes beyond any religious path. And so as I tuned in, maybe because I was wearing the Mother Mary pendant, or I think more than anything because I've been really leaning on her always, but the last 4 weeks have been really challenging for me as I been going through some personal initiations, right? Just really, it's part of the year of the snake, like shedding like places in relationships where I was not even realizing I was justifying just behavior that wasn't really in alignment. And it's not, I've come such a long way, so it wasn't anything abusive or anything like that. But it was still it was still this energy of, when I finally kind of exploded, if I say it that way, it was suddenly like there was this magnifying glass. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's been all these signs along the way, all these times, these moments where I felt a certain way, and I didn't acknowledge the feelings, right? I justified. Yeah, it's like it was an old pattern that I've cleared so much, but it was still coming up, this old pattern of like justifying other people's behaviors, even if it's for good reasons. Oh, well, they're going through this and they're going through that, and so on and so on. But that was a way of bypassing my emotions, right? Of really tuning in, like, wait, what do I feel? No, what that really hurts. And then taking action, right? From that clarity. And so I've been really connecting with Mother Mary through that whole journey, because sometimes that can be painful, right? As you see your own limitations, where you've been holding yourself back, it could be painful for relationships to shift. Ultimately, it's incredibly sovereign and freeing. But Mother Mary is one of those guides that brings that energy of a good mother, that you can talk to, and it's just like not only cheering you on, but a beautiful mirror mirroring back, like, oh, but remember this, remember your strength, remember your light, and oh, like, look at what you're learning, look at how this is going to help your people, right? Because as a helper, anytime you go through something really challenging, it prepares you. There's a learning that then you get to share with your students and clients and your people that you're here to serve. So I hope this made sense. And right now is not the time to go into a lot of details on the story, but it's like calling on Mother Mary or any other divine being that represents the Divine Mother to help you through this time that we're in right now, where there's a lot of shedding and a lot of purging, and to know it's happening for our own good. Like, this is what we want, right? We want to shed and purge. So now that I'm on the other side, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel like a different person. Like, there's still stings, right? There's still grieving, a grieving process, but I also feel like so much more sobriety in the sense of clarity, and so much more energized, and just so much more clear and open to receive the support that I really need to continue doing my work. So I think this is where I'll end. Like, for you, any place in your life, whether it's a relationship with a friend or a colleague, or even people you do business with, whatever it is, any that are not feeling, the bills just started, that are not feeling respectful, aligned, I really believe we're in this time where we're being called to shed those and not make any justifications for them at all. I'm not suggesting we go into judgment or villainize people, but just that we really hold ourselves in such high regard that we're like, you know what? I'm letting go of this relationship. I know sometimes it's a process. I'm opening myself up to something better, something more aligned, something. And of course, how does that happen? First and foremost is you holding yourself in high regard, you holding yourself in knowing that you're worth to be loved, respected, cherished, mirrored. Be in connection in a way that feels really beautiful. And I think as helpers, a lot of times we've had just part of our training has been really challenging situations in our youth that often has left scars that have us kind of attract sometimes relationships that aren't aligned. And I think it's a process that goes throughout our lives. And this year of the snake, year of completion, our breakthrough year, it's just coming into magnification. And so I'm sending you so much love. I'm sending you prayers and Mother Mary's blessing, holding you as you go through yours, whatever that is. And maybe you already went through it. And I'm not, and I please don't hear this and be like, oh my gosh, I'm scared something's gonna happen. No, it might be very subtle for you. It might just be an awareness for you, or it might not. Whatever it is, however it shows up, the shedding, the purging, trust that it is part of the divine curriculum. It's not happening to you. And it's not even happening for you. It's happening from you. Like, you literally designed this for yourself. Okay, I'm sending you so much love, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.